How's everybody doing? And thanks for tuning in to Wicked Warnings, your number one source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, SUVs, boats, trailers, trucks, anything you want. Even if you had one of these 2021 GMC Sierras like this. This is a 2500 HD professional grade GMC truck, and they're growing on me. I'm not going to lie, I like these trucks. I want to say right now, first thing, notice that license plate. Yes, that says New Jersey. I'm very thankful when I have fans and clients that make the drive and put the trust in us. This particular client drove in last Friday, spent the week messing around with his family. Here it is Thursday morning now. He's ready to get his truck this afternoon and head on back to New Jersey. And again, I really do appreciate the fans like you guys that come from far away all the way to Chicago to let me work on your equipment. It's very flattering, and I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without guys like this. I'm filming this on our new phone. It's a Samsung S20, Galaxy S20, if anybody has one. Seems pretty good so far. What are we looking at anyways? We've got our Razor tucked nicely in that beautiful grill, that GM grill. The Razor light slides into the void very, very nicely. I got a different video on it. We've used this particular application many times. And even with the louvers behind that grill, it's easy enough to run the wiring right up above the top of the louver and underneath in the hood, kind of by the radiator. Very entry-level install, very easy to do. Now you can see we have those on a dual color X pattern. You could set that Razor to flash all orange if you prefer, with a white steady override. You could set that Razor to flash all white if you prefer, or orange and white as we see right here. Right next to that we have our auto flasher kit on the DRL circuit of the headlights. That is mounted currently, at the time of this video, via a wire cut at the body control module, but we are working on a plug-and-play option for behind the headlight of this truck. We will be transitioning shortly to the auto flasher kit to be a plug-and-play or a wire swap kit behind the headlight, very similar to our Ford kit. I'm going to go ahead and put a link right here to the wire swap demonstration so you know what I'm talking about, because that is how we did the rear of the truck. Above that you'll see our white mirror lights, our forward-facing white spotlights, and our roof lights are flashing as well. Those are two separate kits right there, so there are three auto flasher kits on the front of this truck right now. One kit for the roof lights, one kit for the white mirror lights, and one kit for the DRL. The reason we separate all those kits individually is so you can pick and choose, and maybe your Sierra doesn't have roof lights, so you won't need to buy that roof light kit. Maybe the roof lights are all that you want to do, so you can buy only the roof light kit. That's why we do it. So we have all the options listed on the website, and you can pick and choose exactly what you like. Now here along the side, you can see we also tapped in our fender light flashing kit. As far as I know right now, Wicked Warnings is the only person on the market in existence that offers a kit to flash those factory fender lights on these GMC trucks when equipped. Not all the trucks have them, but if you have them and you'd like to flash them the way they're shown here, we offer an auto flasher kit for that. It is currently a wire cut kit, but you only have to cut the wire on that small little fender light, so it's not like you're really doing anything detrimental to the harness of the truck. And now for the good show. I was asked very sternly to make the rear of this truck as bold and noticeable as possible. The owner is very concerned that he will not be noticed when he's pulling on and off of the road and the job sites where he's at. I guess the motorists around him are not very respectful. So we wanted to get a little bit of amber into it, as well as using all the factory white that we could. What you're looking at right here from the top down is our Wicked Warnings auto flasher module on the cargo light. Now that installs via cutting a wire right on the passenger side of the dashboard. Very easy, very fast. And you'll notice right here, the tailgate light, if equipped, you'll get that flash as well when you do the kit here on the cargo. So those two come together. You can elect if you prefer to bounce back and forth like this if you wanted, or to simultaneously the way we did. Totally user selectable. Now, up on the mirrors on the sides right here, you can also see the white rear-facing mirror spotlights. That's an auto flasher kit. It is a wire cut, but it's a single wire cut right at the BCM, and it's very easy to install as well. So that's one kit right there. Below it is our reverse light kit. Now that's going to be the wire swap kit. Goes into the tail light plug right behind the tail light. Very easy. And spoiler, we are working on a plug and play kit that will plug in right under the bumper. You don't even need to take out the tail lights anymore. The next gen Wicked Warnings auto flasher for the red tail or the white reverse will plug and play under the bumper. with no disassembly required. So stay tuned for that. Below that, we have our Lin 6, our classic tried and true Lin 6 light in all amber on a split fire pattern to keep those steps fully lit in amber. I like mounting them in the step there because you can see it bounces all over and all around the step. Really does a great job warning on the back of this truck. As I step back a little bit, you can kind of see what I mean. You might also notice that the shop's a little stuffed right now. We've got a 3500 Chevy service body in red in the far corner. We've got a new Ford Super Duty Salter plow rig in underneath the lift. We've got another Ford Super Duty service body in white right there, and our 79 K5 Blazer, which is now running. Full wire harness installed, engine started, and we're working on a steering column and instrument upgrade right now. We're going to put all autometer gauges in there. Now back to this GMC. This is a particularly involved project, and I failed to mention underneath that cargo light is our windshield light in amber. This particular client, as I said, wanted to get some amber into this build, and on these new GM rear windows, there's not a lot of room, not a lot of height. Our slick stick 2 head is a bit tight to fit in there, and I like the bracket work. We used the included bracket with the windshield light to mount those 2 windshield lights. Now we did have to cut the cord off to hardwire them to a switch. That's an optional decision you can make on your own. If you want to wire them to a cigarette cord, or if you want to cut it off and hardwire them to a switch, you can make that call. But we've set them on a real fast alternate pattern. I think it works kind of well with the steps. They're both on a split pattern, bouncing back and forth. Definitely keeps the back of this truck extremely bold and friendly. So to talk a little bit about how this bundle is built, I'm going to put all these parts in a package for you. You can buy them all on your own in assembly on your own. There's going to be some assembly required, no doubt, but I'll run down exactly kind of what we're using here front to back now that the video's over, and give you a little bit more detail on what we'll include in this particular bundle, and then you can review it, and if it makes sense for you to buy it and assemble it on your own, you go right ahead. Alrighty, so speaking on the front of the truck, auto flasher kit on the roof lights, comprehensive, comes with everything you need. Auto flasher kit on the white mirror spotlights and the C-ring on the headlight, comprehensive, comes with everything that you need. So just a little bit of assembly required, connections and field joints, but everything is included for that. Now, 4 razors. We're going to put the 4 razors in there, and we're going to put 25 feet of 22-5 to extend those razors all the way into the cabin of the truck if you prefer, or over to the fender, and you can join them up on the front fender. Your choice on that. We're going to give you 25 feet of wire to extend those 4 razors and allow you to hook them up to your preferred switch. Some of these trucks have factory switches, some of them don't. This one, I'm using 2 3/4 switches, and if you have factory switches, you can feel free to hook up to those too. You can hook it up front and rear, or all on one, totally your choice. Now, I don't know if I mentioned, but the white mirror lights, that's comprehensive kit for the auto flasher, as well as the fender lights there. So we don't need to provide anything extra. The fender light kit, the white mirror light kit, it's going to come with everything you need to take that task on. Around the back, my favorite part, the rearward white mirror lights comes with everything you need, as well as that cargo light kit and the reverse light kit. So what we have below that, Lin 6s in the step pockets. We're going to go ahead and give you 25 feet of 22-5 again. And that's going to allow you to extend this Lin 6 on the passenger side over to the driver's side. I usually make my connection behind the driver's tail here. And we're going to also extend this Lin 6 up over into there. At that point, you can go ahead and tie those Lin 6 power into the same power and ground that we provide you for the auto flasher reverse kit. So we don't need to provide you any other wiring forward unless you wanted to switch the Lin 6 separately from the white reverse. And the 18.5 provided in the white reverse kit gives you enough wire to do that. Above that, you'll see our windshield light. That does come with a cigarette cord on it, and we clip that cord off, and we join the 2 windshield lights together by the driver's seat side right there, and we joined it down to an 18-2, and we ran the 18.2 forward. So we're going to put 25 feet of 18.2 to run those windshield lights forward to your switch as well. Now, speaking on that windshield light, as I said, we use the included bracket. And I'll try to turn the flash on for you, but it might wash it out here a little bit. That's the bracket. It almost looks better without the flash. That's the bracket, and it's included. And we just use some nice, shallow black screws that we found locally to mount the light there. And as I said, we joined them up together here, ran them down here, and combined them down here behind the seat to an 18.2. So that's how easy it is to put those windshield lights in the back window here. Here you can see what we did for switching. We did a front and a rear in a blue full illumination. If you like that, you can go ahead and mimic it. We're going to put them switches in the kit. If you don't like that, sorry, you could do something that you do like. No problem. You didn't hurt my feelings. It's okay. Now, related to power, we're pulling our power from the terminals on the side fuse box here, and we're using one of our standard fuse kits. So we're going to put a fuse kit in there as well. We're also going to add an assortment of 1/8, 3/16 and 1/4 inch heat shrink to this build, so you have everything you need to do it. So if you're digging on this build and you like how it looks and you got a Sierra and you want to do the same thing, and I don't know, if you're from New Jersey or anywhere else in the world and you're driving a Sierra, you can pick this package up at wickedwarnings.com. It's a bundle build. It's going to be all together just exactly as I explained it. If you have any questions, please, at this point, send an email with a link. Let's figure it out before you buy the package. Let's make sure you're confident in everything you're buying, and that way we have no issues. As far as labor on this, it's pretty involved. I'm going to say leave yourself about 3 days. 24 hours is not a bad time for this. You might even need 32 if you're a little bit novice, because there's a lot of wiring in this truck to do all these different tasks, and it's definitely not for an entry-level, I've never done this before kind of person. I would say you definitely should have some experience doing at least a remote start once or some car radios before you tackle a project this large. If you don't have that experience, find a professional or talk to Wicked Warnings about dwindling this project down and maybe taking out some of the more elaborate parts of it and simplifying it for you. If you need that kind of assistance, email us in, please. We can't really do that over the phone as easily as we can on the email. Info at Wicked Warnings works great for everything. I thank you guys for tuning in. Again, #1 source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, trucks, everything in between, like these nice new GMC Sierra heavy-duty professional grade trucks. And once again, I want to say how appreciative and thankful I really am when I see these out-of-state license plates make the journey here, put the trust in me, and allow me to show y'all what I can do here in Chicago. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings. We'll speak to you guys soon.